What's going on, everyone? I'm going to recap last night's show at Seattle, El Corazon in Seattle. Exodus, Havok, Dead Heat, Candy, and the Accused AD. So the Accused AD, local band added on kind of last minute, I think. I don't remember seeing the name on the flyers. I don't know if it's because of Tuesday. They wanted to round things out. By the end of the night, I mean, the place looked packed or nearly packed. So if you don't know, the Accused AD was toe tagged for a little bit. Previous to that, they were the Accused. I think the lineups changed a little. Anyway, they were the local openers, which 5 bands on a bill like this seemed a little bit unusual. I will never complain about more bands on a bill unless it really hurts the set time. But anyway, the Accused opened the night. A lot of people really liked them. Local favorites, kind of a punk band with some maybe like thrash elements or kind of rougher elements, harder elements, but they didn't really do much for me. I don't know, I hadn't heard them before, but they just didn't stick out to me. Granted, punk's not something I've listened to in a long time, or much of in a long time, but their type of punk just wasn't my thing. So kudos to them though. Crowd liked them a lot. They got a lot of applause and started the night off. So that rolled into Candy. Candy, I don't know if you describe them as like hardcore / metalcore. I don't know. Not sure where they're from, but anyway. So, young looking band, and I think they shared a member or two with Dead Heat who came on after them, but I don't know, they didn't do much for me. The performance was a bit boring. The vocals they sounded stressed, almost painful, and not like a fun, brutal way, but more of a pushing it way, like bad kind of pushing it, not like Salt and Pepper push it. So not my thing, and they were really an odd addition for this package, which was heavily thrash. And I don't know if it was, hey, we like this young group, let's throw them on there, mix it up a little bit, whatever it was. It just didn't work for me. But it also kind of split the crowd a bit, because a lot of the crowd, right, a bit older. They actually took a little bit of a survey. Most of the crowd was like 40 and up. The night was 21 and over, but crowd was largely 40 and up, and I don't think that the old heads that were there for thrash really cared for Candy. I don't know, maybe that distorted the vibe a bit, but anyway, it wasn't for me. I don't feel like it added to the show. I don't feel like the performance really delivered anything. Dead Heat was up next. Dead Heat from Oxnard, California, and I've heard that name a few times recently. I know Tarina's from Oxnard. A few other bands that have been kind of in the minds of fans lately on social media. So whatever's happening in Oxnard, keep it up. Dead Heat was cool, mostly thrash, a little bit of hardcore, but it was like, for my taste, it rounded nicely. Decent performance, high energy, kind of funny. And I would see him again. I would like to see him again. Perhaps if they had more time or something. I don't know. Just get more of their vibe. So if they were, I don't know, maybe direct support on a bill or something, to see them kind of amped up. Not that they weren't, but to see them like just have a bigger kind of role in the night. I don't know. You probably understand what I'm saying, or you don't. I'm an idiot. But so for me, they were kind of a treat. Havok was up next. Pretty straightforward thrash outfit from Denver, Colorado. I'm not huge into straightforward thrash, so for me, it's like with death metal. Just straightforward death metal, kind of Deicide, Cannibal Corpse. Just doesn't really pique my interest. It's a lot of the things that are a little bit further from the center that really strike me. So they put on a good set. Fans really happy. Made some comments about not ever wearing masks again, stuff like that. I don't know, set kind of weird with me. Seattle's not really a city that would love that kind of talk, so it was kind of an odd dip in their set. But all in all, the crowd really enjoyed the performance. I'm not, like I said previous, I'm not a huge fan of kind of this like orchestrated, repetitious thing. So the band would shred, shred, shred. Guitarist would walk over, do solo, walk back, shred, shred, shred. And like to me, that's, I mean, it gets a little bit boring. So it was cool to finally see them, but it didn't really move me in a direction that I wanted to be moved. Which brought us to Exodus. I've seen Gary Holt play with Slayer, and I've seen Exodus once before. I didn't care for the set, so I was a little bit worried, but I figured smaller venue, maybe there'll just be a different kind of magic in the air. And there was. It was a much better set than the last time I saw them. And the venue was packed at this point. The crowd was going hard, like nice kind of old school circle push pit type of thing. Not really much in the way of crowd surfers or stage divers, or one or two stage divers the whole night. There was a crowd surfer, I think it was during Exodus, maybe Havok, but it was a guy in a wheelchair, and the crowd had a bit of a tough time with it, so didn't get very far, but it was still cool to see. Anyway, Exodus they played for like an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. I don't know, an hour and change. Man, they sounded great, and there was a lot of kind of more natural moving around. A lot of solos from both guitarists, and it was a really fun set. So overall, the night wasn't something that I would probably repeat again. I would see Dead Heat again. Exodus is a good band. I just don't think that I could see them again kind of as the headliner. If they were on a really good tour package, I'd be more likely to go see them. But I think it's just hard with my personal tastes. So obviously talented musicians. They've been around for like 40 years or something crazy, which is really a testament to their ability to make good music and connect with fans. So it was a cool night to see, though, and I have the Exodus and Havok sets in the link below, and some songs from the other bands. But you know, it's there's so much out there these days. I feel like it's nice to kind of go back to I don't know if people would consider Exodus like thrash pioneers or thrash big four or whatever people are saying these days, but I feel like they're definitely a centerpiece for what classic thrash is, and it felt nice to go to that kind of set where they didn't really have, I mean, they had great lighting, but the lighting wasn't the set. It just added to it, right? They didn't have any gimmicks, they didn't have any nonsense. They played around a little bit, which, I mean, metal is humorous and awesome in that way, but so sometimes you gotta like step back, revisit the past, and obviously Exodus is still making new music. But anyway, all that pontification aside, check out the links below, and I will see you for the next review.